Hi guys, I went to TK Maxx. My name's Fawn, this is my channel and it's my happy place. I come here to show my friends the things I've found, for them to tell me whether something's rubbish or not, and sometimes I'm actually lucky enough to show them something that they think, yeah, I want it. So that's what I do here, and if you like that kind of thing, please do give me a thumbs up, click subscribe and leave a comment. I went to TK Maxx, ladies. I went there because two reasons. One is I had to take some things back to Marks and Spencer's from my Marks and Spencer's haul, but also I had ordered something that had finally arrived. I went in, tunnel vision, I'm only going to pick up what I'm going to pick up. No, it doesn't work, does it? No, not me. All the pretties start. This one is a home haul. I'm doing a lot more home hauls from TK Maxx at the moment. I'm getting great clothes elsewhere, so unless something really stands out, I tend to sort of just move on. So I'm going to show you what I got. And I'm going to start with something, and you're going to go, oh, Fawn, you've got loads. I bought 2 cushions. Look at these, look at that. A giraffe wearing glasses, holding a balloon in his mouth. It's for this room, where my accent colour in this room is the hot pink, like of the glasses. Most of it's sort of dark green and white and so on. And it's sort of slightly tropical feeling. Now, the reason I bought more cushions is that Bert had struck again. Do you remember me buying these lovely velvety dragonfly cushions? He'd eaten one already and I'd got rid of it. This was the only one left. And so what did he do? He ate the corner again. I can't stop him, ladies. I've tried, I've bought, oh, it's like a bitter lemon, a sour lemony spray that you're supposed to be able to put on things and it'll put them off, and oh, you name it, I've done it. It doesn't work. Bert gets stressed when I'm not around. When he's stressed because I'm not around, it's either my shoes or my cushions, you know, cloths, fabrics he goes for. It doesn't seem to hurt him, although I wish he wouldn't, because it does worry me. So anyway, this has got to go. And I saw these and I thought, how cute is that giraffe? So I picked up 2. They only had 2 left in the store I was in, but I have quickly looked online and they do have more in other designs. And they were, here I go, £9. So, you know, with the filling, I think that's good. And I think it'd be different and fun on this sofa. I picked up for my daughter 2 bath mats, you know, the ones you step out of the bath onto. They're beige. They were £4.99. They're lovely and soft, and I think £4.99 is a good price for a bath rug. They're a lovely big size, and they've got a sort of slightly, it doesn't look like it's got the, you know, the rubber backing, but this is slightly rubberized, so it will stick. She hasn't been using them because the children splashed too much. She didn't have any because the children splashed too much. All right, they get a bit soggy because the kids splash onto them. But once the kids are out, you just put it over the radiator and it'll be fine. So she said, yes, that was true. Her bathroom is sort of shades of cream and brown and so on. So I saw these, thought they were great and grabbed them. I mean, £4.99 each. That is such a good price. I'm going to go quite quickly on this next bit because I'm a bit bashful about it. But since I had my gallbladder out, I got into some really bad eating habits in the months that I was waiting to have it out, and subsequently easy, flavourless, the whole 9 yards. And I thought I felt a bit under the weather. So anyway, I did a lot of researching about getting well, getting healthy. Not about losing weight, but about getting well and healthy. And one of the things that was recommended was to try and have a shake every day with various things in it. TK Maxx came to the rescue. So I'm going to show you just quickly some of the things I got that I will be trying and putting into shakes with kale and banana and all that sort of nonsense. So first up was some cacao powder. This was £5.99. It's a source of iron and fibre. It smells like chocolate. It really does. I think it's of the chocolate family, but it's a superfood, so I got it. I mean, some of these I will probably try once or twice, think that's revolting, will never use again. So I didn't want to spend a lot of money, although that was £5.99. But they had other things. So this is curcuma powder, which is of the turmeric family. Apparently turmeric is one of these great things. This was £2.99 and it's organic. Quinoa. Somebody, one of the books that I was reading said quinoa is really good for you. I've never really eaten quinoa. I've seen it in the shops. I've occasionally had a little bit in a salad when I've been out, but I've never tried to prepare it myself. So they had some of these, you know, microwave, couple of minute jobs. This one is quinoa, quinola, they call this one. Easy peasy deliciousness, whole grain express quinoa. And then this one was again an express quinoa, and this is called mother something. But they were $1.49. Caught it in my hair. And I'll just see if I can persuade myself that it is something I like and it's worth sort of learning how to do on a regular basis. Lazy Girl's Taste Test. Picked up this. I'm never quite sure how you say it. I say baobab. It's a superfruit powder. Again, 100% organic. Again, just to put a teaspoon or two in to try and up. This is a mega source of vitamin C. So this was actually reduced to £2, and it was originally $8.99, which is kind of amazing, but it was reduced to £2, and it's good for immune function, skin health, all that. I'm not advocating any of you try this shake thing. This is just my latest thing to try and up my immunity levels a bit. Wheatgrass for $4.99. Apparently wheatgrass tastes dreadful, but some people make it into a little shot and drink it every morning. I'm thinking, chuck it in the smoothie. Did I say it was $4.99? I think I did. But again, this is like, it's so high in all the things you get from green foods. Some organic chia seeds. Now, I know, I used to do yoga with a lady who every morning has a chia seed breakfast, an overnight one. So I've looked some up. This is full of omega-3, which is sort of massively good for us, especially for us ladies who've been through the menopause. Omega-3, omega-6 are supposed to be really brilliant for us, and we don't get enough of it. You know, you get it in oily fish and things like that. So I thought, I'll give it a go. £2.79. And then the last sort of wacky thing, and I don't know whether this was a good idea or not, but they had organic coconut sugar. Now, surely that's just sugar by another name, but I thought, well, let's give it a go. It was reduced to £2.50. It's 100% organic, GMO-free, gluten-free, dairy-free. I mean, I ask you, but I just thought, well, if I've got to put sugar in anything, maybe this is something I should try. It's made from the coconut sap, but I'm sure it's just as many calories as normal sugar, but maybe healthier, I don't know. And the last couple of sort of slightly boring bits, as I say, that I'm whizzing through, these actually I do like anyway. I like TikTok tea. It's about the only warm drink I will drink, which is the herbal ones. So I drink chamomile tea and peppermint tea are my absolute favourites. But they had this one, which is Ginger Boost, which is ginger, lemon, elderberry, echinacea, and rhubarb. And that's £1.60. That was £1.69 for 20 bags. And I thought that might be really good if I was cold or was feeling a bit under the weather. I would give that a go because that's caffeine free. And the other one I bought was rhubarb loose leaf tea, which you can treat exactly like an ordinary tea. But what's great about it for me is it's organic and caffeine free. This was $1.79 as well. I mean, they're not big, but it's me, and I might have only one or two in a day, cups of tea. I tend to stick with my water. Back to nicer things. I picked up this. Again, this is a bit to do with this health food thing, or just trying to eat cleaner and healthier and try and sort of put... It's a handheld spirulina. What am I talking about? Spiralizer. Spirulina is another green powder. It's by Joseph & Joseph, and I rate their stuff anyway. I would be the only one that was ever going to eat it, so buying a big spiralizer would probably be a waste of time for me. This is a handheld one, so if I'm doing like one courgette, you know, couple of carrots, I thought this might be really good. This is it's called Duo Compact Handheld Spiralizer, and I paid $5.99, so I thought that was good. And the other thing I got, again, on this sort of health, I'm going to move on in a minute, but again, on this sort of slightly health food kick, is that I want to stop making soups. I've always loved soups, and I used to make lots of soups. I've stopped making soups because hubby doesn't eat them. But I've looked up some of my favourite recipes, because again, that's a great way for me to get veg into my diet, is I make a soup. They had this, which is a soup mug, but it's for keeping in the fridge or freezer the extra, because most of the recipes I do were for two, at least two people. So I can have a portion, put a portion in here, stick it in the fridge or stick it in the freezer, and when I want it I can microwave it actually in the, because it's china, it's like a china mug with a lid and a little valve on it and all that sort of thing. This was down to $3.99 and I thought it was quite pretty, this sort of soft blue fleck on it. So when it lives in the fridge it'll look nice, you know. I don't know about you, but I tend to eat with my eyes. If something looks nice, I'm all over it. If something looks ugh, it really is a struggle for me. So, you know, leftovers, I'm awful. I've got so many things with leftovers in. But some things, once they've cooled in the fridge and sort of slightly congealed, I can't do it. Hubby can eat anything like that. And if I put some sort of cooked chicken in a thing, you know how like the fat congeals a bit, he thinks it's lovely. Or I'm just like, oh, I'm really sensitive about things that I'm far too fussy. I'm of the generation that of course was spoilt food-wise. If I was a war baby, I'd be all over it. Now, on to some nicer things, just a few. I picked up this, oh, let me move the bag. I picked up this, look how cute that is. It's a little squirrel and it takes a pillar candle. I thought this would look lovely in the nature room. I couldn't resist him when I saw him. He was $4.99. He was amongst, for some strange reason, he was amongst all their Halloween. The Halloween stuff they've got in is nobody's business. But I just thought he was super, super cute. And yeah, I am going to be starting the nature room now over the next couple of weeks, and I will be filming my progress for you. But yay. I got for myself some new salt and pepper grinders, mills. These ones actually are electric. I've never had electric ones before. I don't know what I'm going to make of it, but I thought, well, I may as well try it. And they were quite sort of stylish looking, I thought. These were $14.99, which is not the cheapest, but I would happily put those on the table or whatever. So yeah, I got myself those. I'm still, the jury's out. The jury's out. I may come back to you in a couple of weeks and go, they're amazing! But at the moment, the jury's out. The item that I had ordered and went to collect was this. Isn't he just the most beautiful thing ever? I said from the beginning, I wanted a fox somewhere in my nature room, just tucked away, because there are no foxes on that paper. And I love this sort of orangey tone. It's I actually think that this one is china, you know, it's some sort of porcelain, so I'm gonna have to be flipping careful. But I love this sort of flocking they do. And I thought his face was just fabulous. He was only $9.99, and when I saw him, I just, you know, I had to have him, and I ordered him to come in. Don't you think he's just the cutest thing? So he can be somewhere in the room, and then there will be a fox in the room. I couldn't resist a pumpkin. I'm going to paint it, it's silver, and I'm just not struck on it being silver. I don't have very much silver, so I'm going to paint this orange and, you know, make it, but I loved the size of it. To sit in the centre of my table. I don't really decorate for Halloween. I'm not really into that kind of thing, but a table decoration to sort of acknowledge the season, yeah, I'm happy to do that. This was $9.99. It is very big. I don't know what it's made out of, whether it's wood that's been painted, or it's light, or some form of plastic. I don't really know, but I liked it. I liked the twist of the stem. You know I like all my fruits. So yeah, I thought painted up, this would look amazing in the middle of the dining table, just to acknowledge we're that time of the year. It's fall, as the Americans would say. Two more things and then I'm done. One of them was this. Can you see? 3 tiers with a handle. I think it's intended for you to carry it out. It was in their sort of picnic area. So I think you're supposed to put things in it and carry it out to your picnic. I'm not going to use it for that. Because of these shakes and so on that I'm going to be doing, I need some form of storage. Whether I use it for the fruits or whether I use it, let's see if any of these fit. Let's just have a look. Whether I use it to put some of these mad powders on, I don't really know. But I think it would probably be the fruit and veg. So bananas, oranges, you know. I really liked it. I thought it would look nice, quite stylish on the kitchen unit, and just better than a fruit basket. I've got a fruit bowl, but for the bits that I want for my smoothies to grab in the morning. This was made in Vietnam and was $14.99, and I just think it's lovely. Even if it ends up not working very well for that, I can see myself using it in other places in the house anyway. But that was my initial thing. Last but not least, I fell in love with something as I was walking, and this was really what triggered me buying everything else. I saw this. It's got the face of a little man. Can you see, with his little moustache and his curly hair, and he's got a tie on, and he's got a little cut. I think you could put flowers in it, because it does go all the way down to the bottom. I thought it was just going to be the bulb part of it, but it does go all the way down to the bottom. I paid $14.99 for it. I actually want to put a plant in it, and while we're on, I'm going to see if I can put one in. I think I've got one that's the right size, and I'm going to show you. I'm going to have to change the little pot because the lip of the pot won't go down, but can you see that the leaves are going to be added hair for him? I just thought he was hysterical. I saw him, I loved him, I wasn't leaving without him. I mean, that's what I'm like, you know. I fall in love with something and I just have to have it. Fortunately, when it's TK Maxx, it's things that are $14.99 and things that are, you know, £9. And I'm so glad that we don't have some of the really expensive interior design shops where I live, because I'd be the same if it was 50. I'd be like, oh, I really want it, but I mean £50 would be bananas, whereas $14.99, it's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have, but that is a lot of pot for $14.99. And as I say, I could just put flowers in it and have flowers coming out of his head. I thought this pot would fit, but it is a bit too wide. I've got some of the smaller ones, I'm gonna have to look for them. Anyway, that was it for my TK Maxx Home Haul. I'm going to do another video later because there's some things I want to talk to you guys about, and my glossy box has arrived, so I'm going to sort of tie the two together. But I was thrilled as always. I love TK Maxx. It's awful. It's such a good job that I just don't go into town a lot because my house would be full. But then I am sort of a maximalist rather than a minimalist. I think it comes from my first marriage. We lived in married quarters, so decoration was not something, you know, putting nails in the walls, and you certainly couldn't wallpaper or paint, although I think some people did if they lived there for a long time. But my husband was in a branch where we moved every 2 years, well, 18 months to 2 years, so you certainly weren't decorating. And my hubby then was really quite mean about nice things around the house. And I was young enough and daft enough that I put up with it. So we did live minimal styling. We did that for a long time. Magnolia walls, minimal ornaments, minimal. But it's actually not my flavour. My flavour is maximalist. I love colours. I love to look around, and there's something different and new to see everywhere I look. So with this husband, who, you know, he'd let me paint the room any colour I wanted. He doesn't mind. He loves bright colours. Doesn't always like what I've done, but generally can see where I was going and says, oh, you know, that is nice. I don't know if I could live with it. And I always say, well, it's not a room you go in very often anyway, is it, babe? So I've sort of, that's been unleashed in the last 10 years or so. I didn't in the early days, but it's gradually, and there's just so many beautiful things around. So yeah, and I'm chuntering again. Right. I'm going, but I will see you really soon because, as I say, I'm going to film another video. Okay. Bye, guys.